Very good morning to you. Thank you for deciding to spend this Friday morning, at least 2 hours of it, with us here on Skyline News. I'm Uyag Mofwebe. We're live in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. It's with great delight we welcome you to today's edition of the morning call. The lady who tried to induce heavy rains the last few hours but didn't succeed at it is here to apologize for all the things she tried to do to some of us. Moreno Haniel. Well, I'm not going to drag you this morning, but let's allow you just be sober for a second.
Good morning, Nigeria. I'm Moreno Haniel, and thank God it's Friday, so it's going to be a lovely Friday with a lot on our table to share with you today.
Right.
I'm trying not to get tempted to talk about politics between Tinubu and Atiku, but hey, that's our headlines. That's what's trending on the headlines this morning concerning the fuel pricing and the subsidy issue. You know, so some Nigerians could go with Atiku, some will go with Tinubu, but whatever it's right, the president is still the president for now until after the elections.
And there's nothing you can do about that. If you don't like it, go to the polls next year.
Go to the polls. And if you don't like it, yes, go to the polls with your card. If you don't have your card, then you don't have a say.
You have no business there. You know, the issue, there have been several issues between, politically speaking, between the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and President Bola Tinubu. There are issues on which he disagrees. 1 minute, it is the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. He talks about the process that led to the award of the contract. He says, look, it didn't go through due process. There was no parliamentary oversight. It was more like the end justifies the means sort of initiative, all right? And then the next, he says, no. You know, this fuel subsidy thing, if I become president, when I become president, I'm going to reinstate it. But yesterday, somebody highlighted something online, a newspaper cut, showing 4 years ago where Mr. Atiku himself has said, look, the fuel subsidy arrangement is all a scam. And when I become president in 2023, I'm going to have it all knocked off. But here we are now, barely 4 years down the line, the former vice president says, we have to reinstate it. Our people are suffering. But some economists have said that would be very, very counterproductive, counterintuitive, because of the gains that have been recorded on account of that. Plus, these are policy issues. They are not things you do whimsically. They are not things you do based on the side of bed you woke up on, or, as they say, impulsively. They are things you have to critically look at. Because till today, President Bola Tinubu is still receiving a lot of backlash on account of the pronouncement he made on the 29th of May in 2023, saying that fuel subsidy is gone. And many things have gone with the fuel subsidy. So you can't just wake up one morning and sporadically say, when I become president, I am going to knock it off. Because that appears to be a bit of populism that the former vice president is trying to exploit in this regard, because he knows where it pinches for the people. What people want to hear is fuel is now 180 naira per liter. But nobody is thinking about the short and long-term implications of that. You don't have to like President Tinubu or hate him for you to understand how these things work. All right, even if the person who has the best interest of Nigerians comes on board today as president and says, look, I'm going to reinstate fuel subsidy. The question we should be asking him is, where does that leave us in 3, 5, 10, 20 years' time? What does it mean for our economic trajectory? And again, this government right from day one says, look, our goal is that by 2030, we would have made our country such that it becomes a $1 trillion economy. Now, that will not happen because Moreno and Uyi sits down here every other morning to talk. It's going to happen because you have a government that understands where we are heading and has boots on the ground to man these different spheres. And we see what the government has done in the area of tax reforms, for example. Was it perfect? Will it be perfect? I doubt it will. But the question is, are we moving in the right direction? Are we understanding that we have our own peculiar challenges and we must man up to fix those problems? That brings me to 2027. You see, if we continue to have those same narratives, push those same rhetorics that we had seen in 2011, 2015, 2019, and 2023 in 2027, the problems will be far bigger, the issues will be more complicated. Because we must realize, just like many other persons agreed 3 days ago during the peace accord signing, that look, there's nothing wrong with criticizing, but the question is, are you being constructively critical, all right? Are you looking at the issues, Or are you just talking from a place of bitterness? Are you just being hateful? Trying to push vengeance? Or you have seen the issues and you realize that, yes, this government, you have tried in areas A, B, and C. But here are the highlights in areas D, E, and F that you must now address. And if I were the president, for example, these are the things I would do to address that. And that's the reason you realize that politicians can be very interesting people to listen to. You see all the problems. You know all the problems. You understand all the issues. But what are you recommending? What is your policy proposition? We say, okay, this country should have had lights. We had a minister in this country that said any responsible government would fix the issue of lights in 6 months. But we gave that gentleman, close to 4 years. And at the end of the day, what did he tell us? He said there's some witchcraft, there's some principality, there's some spiritual force. He went metaphysical on us. All right. So it goes to show to you that, as they say, talk is cheap. But the question is, how do we do less talking and show working, as they say?
I think Nigerians have gone far beyond giving out manifestos that don't make sense.
Right.
They are looking for policies that will change the economic structure. They are looking for not just empty promises,
right,
but things that can hold and look up to. Because Nigerians understand economics now. They know
at whatever level.
Yes, they know how to project. When you're
right,
telling them, you are giving them wish-wash, they are looking at you and So I think when it comes to policy making, economic policy reforms, President Bola Tinubu will give him a thumbs up. Though, at the present, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
But Nigerians are beginning to understand that it will eventually make a lot of sense, but not now. So I think what this, rather than looking for loopholes on what President Tinubu has done or has not done, and you're looking to counter it, I think it will be wisdom for what the Obi movement is doing, Obi Kwankwaso movement are doing. They are not focusing on what he has done or what he has not done. Yeah, the OK movement, yes. Rather than focusing, they're giving you structures on ground that will take place on every level. When it comes to taxation, when it comes to reforms, when it comes to security. So rather than focusing, Tinubu did not do this right, and this is the popular saying, because sometimes popular saying is not what drives the economy. You have economics professors, professionals seated down, analysts seated down, and they come up with a tangible solution to a particular problem, which, as a president, might not look fine, because all the monies said to have recovered from the fuel subsidy, the savings that has been recovered. If used properly, I think it was great savings for Nigeria.
Right.
But if used properly, you understand. So sometimes the reforms don't look they look very alarming.
Right.
And look not, you cannot consider doing this. You shouldn't step into such, but eventually. So I think as much as he is saying what half of Nigerians will want, remove the subsidy, let fuel go back to how it used to be, let's go back to our normal life. We don't know. That is one. If they come back to say fuel is now 180, what it means is that there will be so much money in the economy. Because now the money that you're using to buy fuel now, there's a lot of ripple effects. Like you said, it's not something you wake up overnight and do. It's a long process, So I think as much as we woke up with it, hoping the president will, more than half of Nigerians are hoping that he will listen to Atiku and take fuel back to 180 or 150, But anyway, this is what it is. And concerning the reforms, the policing, state policing, I think today is the final day of public submission.
Yes.
So if you've not gone to say, this is what I think it should be.
I want to make my contribution.
Yeah, I want to make my, whatever contribution comes out of it, that is the final say, because they have exceeded.
Yeah, they have to do an extension.
Yes, and even though there's a back and forth concerning that policy, I think at the end of the day, the years gets it. But I think majority of Nigerians will like that. Even though we're getting towards political period, and the biggest fear is will politicians use this state policing for their own greed? That is the biggest fear. Yes, there's a problem of financing. There's a problem of what do you call it? Of who to answer to at the federal level. There are lots of problems, but the biggest problem at this time is, will politicians use the state policing for their own greed?
Well, I think that question it's very timely. But you see, I have also been, as a citizen, apparently being concerned about some of those issues. But I'm asking myself, can we not get it on the road, first of all, and then now look at where are the gaps that we need to block or plug, as they say. But I want to circle back real quick to the issue of fuel subsidy, to remove or not to remove, to reinstate or not to reinstate. You see, politicians are very tricky people, by and large, right? Politicians don't believe in logic when it comes to elections in particular. Politicians don't believe in being right. They believe in being politically correct. That's the problem with politicians, as it has to do with interacting or interfacing with the people. And I'll give you an example. So you're asking yourself, real time, on this program, what should we do now as a country and as a government to, as it were, rewind the price of fuel, pump price, that is. Now we're here selling for something in the neighborhood of 1,300, depending on where you're buying from. But let's say that's the average at which it sells now, pump price. So what do we do, for instance, to say, let's move it to 400 naira, at least for starters? The first thing experts are telling us, whether those in the industry on the ground or those who follow the economics of oil, is Nigeria has had a perennial problem with refineries. They say you've got to find the courage to go back and fix your refineries. In any case, what necessitated the introduction of the Dangote refinery? Because there was a yawning gap in that sector. I mean, it's called the downstream sector for a reason, right? There was a yawning gap. He had to step in. The man says, I spent no less than $20 billion doing this. But the question is, if we had all 4 refineries, 1 in Warri, 2 in Port Harcourt, 1 in Kaduna, working, let's say on the average 80% capacity, probably Dangote wouldn't have seen a promise in that sector. Maybe he would have thought about other industries or other sectors to invest in. But the man came, and now look at what he's doing to not just Nigeria, but the entire continent. So can we really say, if we want to be sincere and honest with ourselves, with Nigerians, that we can cut down the price of fuel, pump price of fuel, petrol particularly, by half even, just by saying, let's wake up and make it happen, without fixing those refineries? Look at the amount we have spent fixing refineries. It runs into billions of dollars. Till today, there are people who work in those refineries who get paid. People pension from those refineries. And my 6-year-old daughter is asking, how do you pension from a refinery that's not working? I can't even give her any commonsensical answers. But the question is, are we responsible enough to say that, look, this is where we are now. We have to deal with it for this amount of time. But we must also find the humanity and the boldness and, of course, the leadership to fix our refineries, to think like others. Sometime last year, one of Nigeria's foremost senior lawyers, Chief Olisa Agbakoba, SAN, came out and said, look, in fact, he gave a press conference in that regard. As a private citizen, he says, if we want to be sincere, altruistic enough to fix all of these problems, one of the things we must look at is the model that we are using or that we have adopted. He says, what's wrong with looking at, for example, you have the Brazilian model, which you can use, the Petrobras. You have the Aramco of Saudi Arabia, which you can also consider and adopt ultimately. But why are we not doing all of that? And he says, how do you deal with the problems that are also caused for Nigerians by the IOCs, the international oil companies? He says, again, go back to Petrobras in Brazil, or take a look at what Aramco is doing in Saudi Arabia. Those countries have shown that we can make these things happen. It's not rocket science. Let's not even mention countries like Qatar, for example, or Oman. I mean, the list is endless. In pidgin parlance, as they say, no, only Nigeria get crude. But again, we must bring common sense to the way we administer this sector for the overall good of the everyday citizen.
Throughout this week, Mr. President has been talking about the refineries. It sounds funny. I think even Obasanjo laughed at him.
Yeah, when he said they can work and be profitable.
Yes. You know, he talked about the reformation of the refineries, the renovation of the refineries. Well, like I always say, Nigerians love to hope and pray. But we pray is also doable now. Mr. President has put his hands. He talked about it for 3 consecutive days.
Yeah.
And he kept on repeating it. It is doable. So we can only join hands with him in prayers, or
like you said, we can join hope with him.
And join hope and prayers, But he is determined. He says, according to him, he is determined for the refineries to work. So maybe they will work. Time and time again, presidents have come to try. I remember President Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan tried. And at a point, they told us, it was working. And the NNPC people came and underneath it, it's not working, it can't work. Then we heard the most popular thing, the cabal. There's a cabal. What are these cabal? Are they not Nigerians? They don't want to benefit from it? I don't know. Because it seems like the refinery thing is becoming like NEPA. It's undoable.
Yeah.
But now Mr. President has put his feet to the ground. According to him, I've put my feet to the ground that it must work. So we are praying with
we hit the ground running, right? All right. We're here to have some of these conversations with you this morning, but we also will be turning our attention to issues around election and Nigeria's electoral process. This time, not to look at who loses or who wins, but ask ourselves a very fundamental question of the role of data in strengthening Nigeria's democratic institutions. Plus, there will be sports and so much more in the course of the show this morning. First, we'll take a break. When we return, we'll look at big headlines from across Nigerian dailies. Please do stay with us.
Watch Skyline News on MyComSat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app, available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
You can watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app, available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
More Watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
You can watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app, available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
Watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
You can watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app, available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
Watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
You can watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app, available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
We don't know this.
And out of the papers, we're going to be looking at the Daily Independent. Yes, that was the quintessential Moreno there. Reminding you that it's a Friday, and you know what they say about Fridays? Well, a good weekend starts today, and yours has started on a very exciting note. All right, let's turn to the papers for you real quick. First one, Daily Independent says, just on top, Okorocha sues Uzodinma, APC INEC over Imo West senatorial tickets. A case of a former governor versus an incumbent governor. All right, Atiku proposes new fuel subsidy model to slash petrol prices. Is that feasible? Is it just an experiment that might put Nigeria in a worse place than it currently is? Or is it just another political move by the former vice president who is a horse in next year's presidential election? I leave that in front of you to debate. The big one says structural gaps hold back Nigeria's 600k vehicle capacity, with the writer telling us NADDC says 40 vehicle assembly plants now operational. So it means that automobile policy is not just gathering dust somewhere in Aso Rock Villa, hopefully. All right, those details you can find starting from the front page, and then you go ahead to read up on page 29. PDP launches Goodluck Jonathan's presidential campaign. How is that coming, really? We've not heard a word from the former president, but we heard that there's a campaign engine revving in his name on page 7 of the Daily Independent, right? Atiku's fuel subsidy stance shows desperation for power. The presidency is responding to the former vice president. Adeleke brands Tinubu father of democracy on page 6. It sounds like some honorary conferment. Someone who unveils fresh roadmap to power Lagos with 3,500 megawatts. It looks like the blessing that comes with deregulating the power sector. State governments that are forward-thinking are now taking advantage of that. We're seeing that in places like Abia under the leadership of Governor Alex Oti. We understand that those state government had also started that under former Governor Obaseki, the incumbent governor. Now Senator Monday Okpebolo is expanding those frontiers as well. And now Lagos doesn't want to miss a piece of the action as well. Okay, those details are on page 6. And then you look at one headline, right end of the front page, Daily Independent, 46 dead as boat carrying farmers capsizes in Sokoto. That picture didn't do good yesterday. Raises many more questions about waterways security or safety in our country. All right, well, those basically are the headlines, but we have one, the last one on the foot of the front page. It reads, Tinubu's neutrality in Osun poll strengthened democracy. It is no less a person than the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, who is talking on page 7 of the Daily Independent. We have, these are all the headlines you probably want to look at in terms of details on the Daily Independent today. Let's see the next one for you, and that will be the Punch newspaper.
The Punch up there says UK warns citizens against travel to Borno, Yobe, and nine others. Yeah, that's on security in Nigeria. They're warning their citizens not to travel there. Well, you read more of that on page 9. But the people in the state said the places are very safe, but UK citizens are warning.
So you're now wondering what exactly is the source of this intel, and which has of course led to this advisory to UK citizens.
Generally, the northwest is a red pointer to insecurity. Now, beneath here said Tinubu OPS kick against Atiku's petrol subsidy push. That's their reply to Atiku said the false subsidy is here to stay while we still remain in government. Major headline here says State gets special 435 billion naira for security infrastructure. With 3 riders there. Governors hail Tinubu for supporting state to tackle challenges. Gombe, Lagos, Ondo, Enugu lead beneficiaries of FAAC Special Intervention Fund. Special Intervention Fund meant for security project roads. Insecurity has been what is going on in the state, and we hope they use the funds properly. Now, down over here says over 46 bodies recovered in Sokoto boat accident. As sad as it is, you can read more of that on page 4 and 5. EFCC, IPC summoned NFF officials over 12 billion naira federal government fund. Still on the FIFA problem. You read more of that in page 29. You can read all of that in the Punch for today. Next we have is the Daily Trust. Right.
Okay, so let's begin with the one top right end of the front page. EFCC ICPC probe 12 billion naira NFF intervention. We hope the authorities are able to push this to a logical conclusion so it doesn't just become some sort of media frenzy, as we have always seen. What's more, it says Wike orders demolition of 30 buildings on Abuja Road. Flooding has to be tackled. One move has just started. 98 days after, parents of abducted Borno pupils demand federal government's action. This actually happened, I think that was before the Orire in Oyo State, but then here we are still stuck with this nightmare, as I'd like to call it. The big one, Atiku's fuel subsidy pledge sparks debate. Of course, the presidency has responded. The organized private sector, OPS, has also responded. BUK students arraigned for tarnishing ESCC reputation. That story has gone very viral. A woman remanded for allegedly beheading a co-wife, sort of dastardly act on page 17. Apapa Customs records 28.1 billion naira revenue in one day, quite a lot of money. Yes, in one day, just Apapa Customs. 11 family members, 41 others buried after Sokoto boat accident. I think the word that Marino used a while ago was sad. There's no better way to describe this incident. It has its details on page 6 of the Daily Trust today. So please read up details as we turn next to the Vanguard newspaper for you.
Okay, the Vanguard top above there says, Sad bad state of police barracks. Officers leave with filth, leaks, and rodents. Most of the barracks are actually not good looking. Sometimes you go to the
in fact, there's nothing to write them about them, right?
They are all dilapidated, so it's good they are crying out loud.
Right.
Now, major headline here says, why U.S. won't remove Nigeria's CPC tag. Congressman Moore has 3 riders there. Says Nigerian government must protect Christian communities. We back U.S. overprotection security crisis. Christian elders call for thorough investigation, persecution of perpetrators. So read more of that on page 5. There's been religious problems all over the country this last few years. So All right. Now, fuel subsidy. Beneath here says fuel subsidy. Tinubu Atiku battle. Subsidy restoration demonstrates ignorance on governance and economy, says Tinubu. Atiku unveils new subsidy model to target cap budget, track every barrel. Well, concerning the fuel subsidy, since Atiku has a better plan.
He has a roadmap.
Yeah, a roadmap, that's it. All right, beneath it there, Olu of Warri's 5th anniversary. It's about culture, homecoming, and empowerment. Our culture has
Did you see, by the way, the monarch on a scooter? That video went viral a couple of days ago, and it was so beautiful to look at.
Bringing culture back. It's good to keep reminding ourselves we're people of culture. We're not Westerners. So yesterday I had someone call, it had gone viral, calling Tony. He said, no, don't call me Tony. I don't like this white thing. I am Mr. Illumilu or Tony. This Gen Z thing, I don't like it. So we have to bring back culture back. So that's a nice one. That's all we have on the Vanguard this morning. You can read up on it. Next we have the Nigerian Tribune.
Right, thank you. All right, so as we take a look at this, we begin from the top left corner of it. Business. It says external reserves to hit $53 billion by year end. That's a projection coming from the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, NESG. 46 bodies recovered, 15 rescued in Sokoto boat accidents. That story you find syndicated across papers today. Subsidy savings, NECA wants states, local governments to account for 10.4 trillion naira. What's more, here it says petrol subsidy removal. That's the the kicker with the big story. Presidency tackles Atiku has about 3 riders with it. And then to the right end, still on the front page, Adeleke visits Tinubu. I came to thank Father of the Nation, he says. Don't stigmatize your opponents, President tells him. All right. 39 arrested as vandals destroy Lagos Calabar Highway. Rider tells us remove manholes, iron reinforcement. Sad. Health. Malaria. Local data could hold the key to cutting death, says Nigeria Health Watch. Yuluwada apologizes to aggrieved APC aspirant members in Oyo, seeks unity among party faithful. That's the national chairman of the ruling APC there on page 3. Opposition parties, CSOs task INEC on stronger technology to protect votes. Right, it says, urge political class to stop recruiting youths for electoral violence. Well, I think that's the way to go, quite frankly. Those are all the headlines from the Nigerian Tribune this morning, everyone. Be sure to take a look at details for yourself. Our next port of call is the Guardian newspaper.
Okay, the Guardian at the top right there says, Ribadu hinges insecurity on proliferation of small arms. This has been going wide. This people are making their own. How to make bombs and firearms are already in the internet.
The improvised explosive devices and all of that.
Next says, Folarin Adelabu, others absent as Yilwata reconciles Oyo APC. It's necessary. All right. Next says, 2027, back Obi to sack Tinubu. NDC charges Atiku as ex-VP rules out 2031 race. Still on politics. You can read more of that on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Major headline here says, how poor regulation on hygienic practices worsen food safety crisis. Yes, environmental inhygiene is really tough.
Right.
Now, APC stakeholders group trade blame in Osun Guber poll aftermath. Okay, the usual in Nigeria.
Right.
You read more of that in page 6. Presidency Atiku reignite fuel subsidy debate in 2027 campaign opener. It's been replicated in the newspapers. Isese Day, traditionalists rally federal government to tackle insurgency and banditry. Okay. Next down there says, State Police Panel begins draft bill, keeps pace with 7-week goal. Submission is on the 3rd of September.
Right.
Now down there says, Police SON clamp down on fake calculators, says 14,000 in Lagos raid.
Never heard of it. Fake calculators. Quite interesting.
Very interesting. All right, that is all we have heading the headlines in the Guardian newspaper. Next and the last,
The Nation newspaper.
the Nation newspaper.
All right, let's take a look at the Nation. Hopefully, we can also jump right on business days so we can follow the money. But in the meantime, it says top left, 10 held for vandalizing Lagos Calabar coastal road. Of course, that's national security challenge. TRCN bars graduates not certified from teaching. All right, so if you're not certified to be a teacher, it doesn't matter the class of degree or degrees that you have. The teacher registration council, TRCN, is saying, look, you have no business teaching. We know you're intelligent. We know you bagged up the degrees, but you have not been certified by the relevant council. Okay. UK wants citizens against travel to 11 states. Top surgeons set for advanced robotic surgery in Imo. Advanced robotic surgery. Well, sounds like a groundbreaking thing. 2025 licensing bid round winners get 60 days to pay. 41 die in both accidents. And then we have a few more headlines here. Tinubu, a Democrat, says Adeleke on visit to Villa. Then Okorocha asks court to void Uzodimma's senatorial ticket. It's a bit of a tricky thing because the governor still has about 2 years thereabout, yes, on his ticket as the governor, all right? And then he has a ticket for the Senate for next year. So the question is he going to resign if he wins? How does he hope to play this? There are people who believe strongly that this is just a political move to stay clung to power. Others say, well, the governor is trying to ensure that he finds a way politically to continue to strengthen whatever work he has done in Imo. But whatever side you're on, we wait for 2027 exactly to decide that. A fuel subsidy return plan, Atiku ignorance, says Tinubu. Ex-VP, money not accounted for. Presidency, Wike is desperate for power. All right, finally, it says Uwada takes responsibility for post-primary conflicts in APC. Those intriguing details are on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. Read up details for yourself. All right, let's do the last one this morning. And as it turns out, that will be the business day, and Moreno will help us follow the money.
All right, let me help you follow the money. All right, that up there says data recapture delays strengthen workers' access to pensions. That's good news. Now, in the middle here, it says how Big Brother Nigeria became most potent entertainment talent pipeline.
Right.
Is people are not having a good sleep this time around watching Big Brother through the night.
Right.
All right. So next one says Nigerian billionaires lose $2.4 billion in one day as stocks hit 6 weeks low. Well, it's the bearish and the bullish. So
Right.
investors are used to that. All right, now major headline here says, after business day investigation, FCCPC orders withdrawal of expired repackaged food. Interesting and sad at the same time. We have to repackage a lot of, they say it's one of the biggest causes of cancer. You know?
Packaged foods, right?
Yeah, you repackage it when it's expired.
And to make it worse, they've expired. Then you repackage, and then we're now judging a book by the cover, as they say.
You know, it's clean and fine. So it is one of the major causes of cancer. All right, next here says household showed Nigerians the solar way, where everybody is going out now, less dependency on a
national grid.
Yes, we had our guest the other time says he can't remember the last time he bought any units, you know. So that's all we have. Okay, here's the top best performing stock markets globally in dollar terms as of August 14, 2026. So you read more of that in the Business Day newspaper.
All right, so follow all of these stories and look at the details. That will give you perspective and much more context. Remember too that Skyline News makes no contribution to these headlines or their details. We just present them to you exactly as published by their respective publishers. We're taking a break. When we return, we'll take a look at the ever exciting World of Sport for you.
Watch Skyline News on MyComSat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
You can watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app, available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
Watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
You can watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app, available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
Watch Skyline News on MyComSat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.
You can watch Skyline News on Nightcomsat and Free TV. Stay connected wherever you are by streaming us live on the Free TV app, available for both iOS and Android devices via the App Store and Google Play. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Skyline TV News for breaking news, updates, and exclusive content. For more information, visit www.skylinetv.ng. Skyline News, beyond the headlines.